Hi everybody. This video we're going to talk about graphing quadratic functions, and we are going to utilize Desmos to help us do this. So you're going to have to bear with me as we're trying to split the screens here, at least the best that we can. So we have one example we're going to look at. Okay, I have already in Desmos gone ahead and typed in the equation that I want to graph. Okay, so y squared or y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. I type that in. I'm going to move it out of the way so we've got a bigger picture here. So anytime we're graphing a quadratic, there are some key points that we want to focus on. So the first of those is going to be the vertex, which we know is either the highest or lowest point on our parabola, and in this case it is a minimum. Okay, it's that lowest point, and it's at the point 2, -9. So I'm just going to copy that down, and then I'll plot it later when I actually make my graph. Okay, the second thing I want is my y-intercept, so where it crosses the y-axis. So again, I'm just going to click on this point, and Desmos will tell me its exact location. The y-intercept is at 0, -5. Okay, next, I'm going to do the zeros. And remember, zeros are the same as roots, solutions, and x-intercepts. So if we're looking for our zeros, we're really looking for the x-intercepts, which is where it crosses the x-axis. Now, in this case, we have two. We have one here at 5, 0, and we've got another one over here at -1, 0. Let me unclick these here. Okay, so these are the two zeros. So I'm going to copy both of those down. And then in addition to these points that we already have, it will be helpful to have two extra points. So you can either look on your graph, okay, you can click and drag to find other nice points that you might want to use, okay, or what I would recommend is making a table. So if you go back here where your equation is, and if you hit the little gear, next to our equation that we have in red here, if I click the table, it will actually create a table of values. So then from here, I could go ahead and pick 2 points that I don't already have. You can also enter in whatever x values you want, and it'll give you the corresponding y value. So I don't have the points -2, 7, or let's see, what else don't I have? I don't have the points 1, -8 either. So I'm going to use that. So once you have all of the points that you need from Desmos, it's time to just go back over here and utilize these points to actually make the graph of our parabola. So we're going to plot our vertex first, and then our y-intercept and our zeros and so on. Let me get it all on the screen here. There we go. Okay, so vertex is at 2, -9. Okay, and that would mean that my axis of symmetry, my AOS, is that vertical line that passes through the vertex. Okay, my graph should be symmetrical over that vertical line. We have our y-intercept of 0, -5. We have our zeros at -1, 0. And at 5, 0. And then our 2 extra points were -2, 7 and 1, -8. Now, if you look here, it's kind of unbalanced. I have a lot of extra points on the left side. Because of that axis of symmetry, I can take each of these points on the left side of my graph, and I can flip it over the AOS to get the point that's symmetrical to that one. So for example, I can put another point here at 3, -8, because if I take my point at 1, -8 and flip it over the axis, that's where it would land. If you're measuring the distance from the AOS to this point, the AOS to this point, it would be 1 away. Okay, for this point, we're 2 away. So if I go 2 more this way, I can put another point here as well. And then all the way up at the top here, 1, 2, 3, 4, away, so I can make another point 1, 2, 3, 4 away as well. Now you don't have to actually like write that, okay? Our parabola, our nice graph, is just going to be the points and the curve that you see in the blue here. But those are just some tips and tricks for actually making the graph of a parabola, of a quadratic function, utilizing Desmos. It's a great tool. Okay, get your important points first, and then make a table to find all the other ones that you might want. So that is it for this video. Have a wonderful rest of your day.